The man went to the blacksmith's shop to pick up the sword he had ordered. However, he noticed that the sword the blacksmith had made did not have a hand guard. The man said that if he fought using this sword, his fingers would be easily injured. The blacksmith replied that previously a master had taught him how to use that sword. At that time, the master said that the material used to make the sword was of very high quality. However, the temperature of the water used during the forging process was not correct, so the sword would easily break if it was struck too often. The blacksmith then asked if there was a way to fix the sword he had made. The master dismantled part of the sword and removed the hand guard so that the sword would not be easily damaged. That was the reason the sword did not have a hand guard, but instead possessed a special function. This made the man very curious. He went to an open area and swung his sword, hoping to feel its special function. But after trying for a long time, he could not feel anything. At that moment, his teacher arrived and asked what he was learning with a damaged sword. The man said that his sword had a special function and asked his teacher to practice with him. Because the sword had no hand guard, the man did not dare to use his full strength and was afraid the sword would injure his own hand. As a result, with his staff, the teacher quickly knocked the sword out of his hand. The teacher said that the man could not even hold his sword properly, so there was no need for him to fight anymore. The man immediately picked up his sword and wanted to try again. This time, he could easily control his sword, which made his teacher even more excited, until finally the teacher once again used his staff to pin the man against the wall. The man discovered the sword's elasticity. He used the rebound force to shake his teacher's staff. When the sword clashed with the staff again, the man pressed his sword against his teacher's staff. At that moment, the teacher suddenly remembered that he had once been defeated by a female sword master. And at that instant, he realized that his student had discovered the miracle of the sword. Quickly, the man thrust his sword straight forward. In this way, the teacher was finally defeated.